I would tell her, trust your instincts,
take more risks,
that she's good enough.
Think about what you love to do.
I wish I had left sooner.
Understand who your authentic self is.
And what makes her different actually makes her better.
Just keep going.
That's what I would tell myself.
You'd walk into a conference room and people would suggest maybe you get the coffee. I'll be glad to get you the coffee at my hourly rate. The coffee will cost you $250.
You want to stand out, right? You don't want to stick out, I think, is the way I think about it.
I wore the dark suit and the bow tie, and I did everything that was expected of me. And now I think in the last 10 years or so, I've said, well, I need to be authentic or I can't be sustainable as a leader because it's too hard to not be yourself.
The most surprising thing about sort of going up the ladder is that actually it gets harder. I find myself the only woman in the room actually more often now than I have in the past.
It's lonely to be at the top. It just is. It's mostly a man's place, historically, and so we're breaking barriers. And that always has a shattering effect.
Many times I'm the only woman and minority in the room. But I don't take offense at that. I don't walk in there with a chip on my shoulder. I know that I'm there because I have something very good and very positive to offer. You've got a little sorority going here of women who feel that way, and it's good, it's comforting.
In 77, 78, a handful of us got together. We were surprised at how isolated we all were.
When this started, the women were few and far between and were struggling. And many of them never saw another woman in the world that they were in. It was so clear that they needed people to talk to, people to commiserate with, people to strategize with on every level.
Back in 1979, a number of us in the Chicago business community felt that there was an opportunity to start to bring women together who might otherwise not meet each other and who could be mutually supportive.
It grew to the point where there were 150-ish numbers of women. I remember the reason that Amy became part of the organization, and Pam took her out for martinis. Amy doesn't do well with martinis, so we had a gay old time, and Amy joined us. And then she started to make this into a real organization.
One particular case I remember is a woman I know who had been let go of a company after many years. And she was pretty surprised. I knew someone who had just gone through a separation agreement with a company, put them together, and the first member said she couldn't believe the generosity and graciousness, and it helped her enormously.
The thing is that we're all very different. We look different. We have different styles. We have different opinions. We are in different industries. But there is a certain camaraderie and sisterhood where I feel like I have a board of directors who can offer me consultation and advice. And I feel like I can really open up because I can completely trust them.
So the way I found out about it actually was because I used to babysit the daughter of the woman who was the executive director. Even back when I was high school, I heard about it and I thought, I would like to be part of a group like that.
We are the only organization that really connects all the senior women leaders in Chicago. We endeavor to really mirror the variety of professions that are out there, and we provide that safe haven.
When I think about the women who started this, I think about how they have created a place that really exists nowhere else. I just say thank you.
I've made many friends, good friends, and I've also been able to tap into their experiences and their knowledge base for help. I mean, it's just like a Rolodex.
I got on my first board besides Playboy Enterprises through Shelley Rosenberg, and I'm not sure I would have met Shelley if it were not for the network. There's a lot of that just goes on all the time, and that's over and above the deep personal friendships that come out of the chance to spend time with people you might not otherwise meet.
Well, sometimes there are tricky situations at work and you want to talk to someone about how to play out some scenarios, what some options might be, and you might not want to share those with people at work. And people are literally a phone call and email away that will respond within minutes
and offer their help and support for no other reason than they want another female leader to be successful.
For me, it's a safe place where I can interact with other women, but not have it be part of my professional work unless I want it to be.
But help can also be personal. So when a member got breast cancer, I was able to connect her with another member who had just been through treatments.
It can be pretty daunting as a new member to walk into this community, but it really isn't intimidating because of how welcoming and non-judgmental the Chicago Network community is.
So my first reaction when I went into the annual dinner, I was really amazed at how friendly everybody was and willing to talk and engage.
In 1988, the Chicago Network hosted the International Women's Forum in Chicago.
We were the hosts one year. They had women as honorees, and ours was Audrey Hepburn and Wilma Rudolph, two very different but fascinating women.
Audrey Hepburn came, smashing. And halfway through dinner, I walked over to her and I said, "Do you think I could have a cigarette?" I was dying for a cigarette. And she said, "Oh, Amy, my dear, now I know why you invited me."
Every single time I come away from a Chicago Network event, my soul is refreshed, my mind is rejuvenated, and I've wind in my sails. And that is what is helping me to keep going.
My daughter was the first in her group to be a woman in a New York Wall Street firm. How could that be in investment banking? I mean, why isn't it half women?
If we're graduating 50% women or 50% in the population, there ought to be around the table in leadership in the same proportion.
In addition to our core message of connecting women, we also focus on cultivating the next generation of women leaders.
I think women have the opportunity to influence the culture in institutions, but I think it comes most easily when the women are in the top spot in the culture.
There's a level of conversation that's going on now that I haven't seen in my 30 years in this industry. And so I'm incredibly encouraged by the openness and frankness of those conversations.
I'm hoping that our gender equity principles will really help drive more women into leadership roles.
I think we have great hope because I think they will sit at the table and they will rewrite the rules.
I am deliriously proud of the fact that we were able to create this organization because it created an opportunity to know we're not crazy, that there are other women out there like us.
The many, many friendships and collaborations, connections, that was my greatest joy, and it worked. It's an incredible group of women, and they needed one another, and they still do, I'm sure.
Job well done. They had a vision, they had an understanding of a need, and that need still lasts today, but not in the same way. Of course, everything evolves. But yes, to them, kudos, job well done.